And welcome back to the Daily Wrap. It's potluck time. This is a part of the show. We go around the table, share our favorite stories of the day, and then if you're wearing pink, you get to go first.
Only one pair of pink.
Swiftly, Harrison.
I got pink on too.
Oh, that's red.
That's red.
Okay.
You get to go second,
right,
and
I'll
I'll
go
give you a little
second.
more time because my story's a little shorter than yours, I think.
Very good. Go ahead.
Tonight I'm going to talk about Bruce Jenner. Not about his transformation, but about his legal troubles. So he was involved in a car accident that was fatal sometime a couple of months ago, and he has been sued for what's called wrongful death by the stepchildren of the woman that was killed in the accident. And this week there were reports in TMZ and some of the other newspapers and online that said that he was saying that they were not going to get a dime, and that they were not, because they weren't close to her, they shouldn't get any of the money, and all kinds of things. And I just thought it was important to point out that what he actually did was what his lawyer is incumbent upon his lawyer to do as part of being a lawyer, which is to file a motion in response to the complaint to dismiss the case because the stepchildren's relationship with the mother was absolutely nil. So the woman who died had no relationship whatsoever with these stepchildren, who, now that she has passed, have filed a lawsuit for money. So the defense in that type of case is to say that she wasn't supporting them emotionally, she wasn't supporting them financially, and therefore they don't have any true damages such that they can actually recover anything. But we see so many times when there's lawsuits in the press that when the defense files something that is a motion that they have to file, it then turns into something negative, like Bruce Jenner saying that they don't deserve a lick of money, or when Tracy Morgan was in that lawsuit with Walmart, when they filed what they had to file, it was Walmart saying that Tracy Morgan should have been wearing a seatbelt. These are filings that have to be made, and ultimately, hopefully, justice will be served. We saw with the Tracy Morgan case, it settled this week, and Tracy Morgan, I think he's going to be in the Today Show or one of the morning shows tomorrow. He's come forward and said, I'm happy with the settlement and everything's fine. So it worries me as a defense attorney that defendants get the short end of the stick because they can't come out and say it, and they do these filings that they have to do, and then it gets spun that they're these horrible ogres.
Was it ever determined that Jenner was texting and driving?
Not yet. I mean, I think that there's still an investigation, a criminal investigation going on, but the wrongful death case went in like that by these two people who haven't seen their stepmother in years and years. So we'll see what happens. But his lawyers have a very strong argument with regard to the law and the lack of damages.
Okay. I'm just curious how hard it is to just check somebody's phone to see they were tweeting at a time and you know the time of the accident.
Probably not that hard.
Right,
Well,
and so that's why
That's what I mean. It's not that hard at all, right?
I think the answer is probably no.
Probably know that he was?
That he was not.
Was not.
I think we would have heard if he was.
No, probably. Okay. Mr. Unger, you're up next.
So this potluck today is entitled, it has a title, it's entitled Federal Government to Texas, How Do You Like Me Now? And I'll tell you why I've titled that. As you know, there's been just a horrible series of events down in Texas the past few days with a lot of lives lost, a lot of damage done, just terrible from these floods. Now, I remind you that just a week ago, the governor of the state of Texas, Governor Abbott, had called upon the Texas state militia to keep an eye on the federal government. Why? Because the federal government was conducting war games in the state of Texas, and there was great concern throughout the state that what they were really doing was attempting to take over, to invade the state of Texas, because we really want their problems. So this was a week ago. A week ago, the governor is warning us to be careful because the federal government's going to take them over. You had people all throughout the state, once again, screaming secession, let's get away from the United States of America. And yet days afterwards, when things got rough, what was the first phone call Governor Abbott made? To the President of the United States, asking for state relief, asking for federal aid to help them with this crisis that they had. Now, I'm with the governor all the way. I have absolutely no problem with my federal tax dollars going to help the people who are in distress in Texas. That's what we're a country for. We should be here for each other. It's the right thing for us to do. I got zero problem. Even though when my city was in big trouble, when my state was in big trouble, not very long ago, when we had a serious problem with Superstorm Sandy, who were the two senators in the United States Senate that made the biggest fuss about not giving us money? Well, of course, the two senators from the state of Texas. Does that seem fair to you? When they need the money, They call upon the president to deliver, but when we needed help, they couldn't care less because we're a bunch of liberals up north. That is not okay. Now, quickly, I want to show you when Texas Senator Cruz was asked about his position on all this. Let's show quickly what he said.
The governor has entered a disaster declaration, which is the first step in federal emergency relief. There are a series of federal statutory thresholds that have to be satisfied initially. It appears those thresholds are likely to be satisfied by the magnitude of the damage we're seeing.
What a bunch of gobbledygook. Everything but simply say, we need your help, federal government. Not a good thing, folks.
Yay or nay next. Stay right.